Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. I hope that you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. I know this is called bonus day because I went to the store. I had to get a few things. Eric's grandfather is turning 100, and we went and got him a birthday card and wanted to ship it off, but we didn't ship it in time. So, unfortunately, it will be late, but hey, better late than never, right? Anyway, during that escapade of being in the store, we got some news here. They're in the news. Harry and Meghan. They're not in the good news. They're not in People magazine where they're being pumped up as this great, wonderful couple that's inspiring and an inspiration, and they just came from the royal family and they have all this to offer, and Meghan's going to be this mega star and Harry's going to be her, king, and they're going to be this big Montecito royalty going on. Told you. When I saw it, I grabbed both different. If they were that popular, this is old news too. It's talking about the car crash. So I hope I don't bore you, but I am going to read it. And I started reading it, and my first thought was, wait until you get with your supporters and read it with them, and that way you can be shocked with them, what they're saying about her. Okay. Kisses to all of you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your love and your support. Kisses. So, Little Bit and Daddy are going for a walk around the corner in the little ladybug. And so I get to do my video, which is so cool. And Daddy gets a big back rub tonight for doing this extra special for Mama. Now, before I get into it, I want to talk a little bit about the background in this. Because I keep saying the things that they're writing about, it's interesting to me because I didn't read this before I told you guys. These are my thoughts and what I'm thinking, along with a few other, just like me and you guys. And then we're talking about it. And so I told you what interests me is things that I'm talking about and everybody else is talking about, which is these two are in some serious trouble. This is U.S. entertainment news. This is the Inquirer, which you really don't want to be in. But if you are in there, people do read it, and it is true. And then you move over to Star, and Star is talking about her in a really bad, disgusting way, and calling her, it says, shocking truth behind car chase lie. Victim Meghan spiraling. It says June 12th, which was a couple of days ago. This Star magazine was a couple of days ago, and then the Inquirer was same thing, June 12th, which tells me that they're writing about her now. She's going down. This is the United States news. There's nothing grand and wonderful about these two in the news or in the papers. They're not talking about Archie's bike moment. No. About how this company near them has donated a bike to like Sue said, these millionaires. You don't want to be in this magazine because when I walk past this, listen, I'm getting groceries. Me, my daughter, and my husband were getting a little few things for the house, and we walk past the main cashier stand, and it's talking about your girl in a way that I know that she is pissed. You cannot have these headlines and think that you're going to be this big brand. It's impossible. And I know WME is cringing over this. This is what you call bad PR on a whole nother level. They're talking about the downfall. They're no longer talking about the princess from the royal family. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. They're calling her Meghan. Shocking truth behind car chase lie. Victim Meghan spiraling. Money woos funny friends, and desperate for awards. Harry struggles to make her happy. Come on now. How many times have I said that Harry is not going to be able to make this woman happy? Court cases, and he moved over here for it. He was on the Oprah show, Spare. All that was for Meghan. Harry was already a global everything he needed to be. He had his money, he had his family, he had his friends, he had a life, and all that is gone now. And now the United States is reporting on it. People is not reporting on it because they're friends with her. But 2 magazines have her, and this, she can call it what she wants, tabloids or whatever, but this is what people read. This is what my mom would walk past and see. I'm probably saying, I'm going to save it for her. Give her a copy so she can read it herself. And so she doesn't have to take my word for it. She can read it for, not that she wasn't in the first place, but what I'm basically saying is that I'm glad to know that I'm thinking the same thing these people are thinking and what you're thinking. Harry struggles to make her happy. She's absolutely obsessed with Princess Diana. Why they never traveled with their kids. Why they never traveled with their kids. And then it talks about Kim and Kroy drug and gambling problems exposed. You know, it's sad because Kim and Kroy tardy with the party. She had her own reality show, and she married a football player, and she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And it's really sad, but I just feel like Kim's going to bounce back. She's one of those. Like, she's going to, Kroy going to get kicked to the curb some kind of way, and she's going to come back. But anyway, let's move on. I'm going to read. Prince Harry has become a laughingstock on both sides of the Atlantic after overhyping a bizarre Manhattan car chase, leaving palace insiders blaming his diva wife, Meghan. This is American news, or whatever. This is receipts that Meghan is not getting good press over here, and when she is, she doesn't need this to start her brand. Anyway, moving on. Okay, let me just start over. Prince Harry has become a laughingstock on both sides of the Atlantic after overhyping a bizarre, and I don't know why they're blaming Harry, but okay, but they go on. After overhyping a bizarre Manhattan car chase, leaving palace insiders blaming his diva wife, Meghan, me too, for what is being branded the Duke and Duchess of Sussex utter destruction. Just moments after Meghan Sarod a triumphant return to the public stage after being absent from King Charles's coronation. Royals were humiliated as critics crowned Harry the Crown Prince over the Big Apple fiasco. Now palace insiders believe the Sussex marriage is facing its final curtain. Their credibility is shattered. A high-level courtier tells the National Enquirer this was supposed to be Meghan's big comeback. When she showed off her new hair, and when she did the whole thing at the Lakers game with no kiss, she was letting us know now that Harry is not going to be a part of this, but he is still here because he is the kid's father. And then she went on to get on the mountain, and then she went on to put on this this dress. Oh my God. I'm scared to show anything. This copyrights is really damaging, but oh my God. This dress was the worst thing that happened to her. Anyway, it goes on. It says, there are more holes in their car chase story than Swiss cheese. I can only imagine the heated blame game going on in their ritzy California mansion. The video I just had before here talks about how the blame is just insatiable over there, how she's pointing the fingers, how she's blaming Harry for every downfall because that's her MO. She did it all through Oprah. She did it all through the docuseries. She did it through Spare. She did it through therapy session. Every time she did it through the car chase. She does it through everything. Every time Meghan opens her mouth, she's blaming someone else. Like they said. This is, the holes in their story is like Swiss cheese. It ain't adding up. But the blaming inside the Montecito home is happening. See, what this article is telling me is that I'm on it. I'm on the right track. I'm not off when I'm trying to describe these two and figure out what the heck. None of us are. It's shocking to get receipts. And now the world is knowing. This was at the grocery store, the counter where the candy and stuff is, in every aisle. I would be trying to pick up every one of these and be like, they're lying, they're lying, they're lying. This is killing her reputation. It is not. The scandal exploded after the fame-obsessed royals claimed they were relentlessly chased by paparazzis in a near-catastrophic 2-hour high-speed car chase through crowded New York streets May 16th. Through a spokesperson, Harry shamefully played the victim card by recalling the 1997 Paris wreck that killed his mother, Princess Diana, which he blames on pursuing paparazzi, not her limo driver, who was blind drunk. That's what you guys have told me as well. The difference is Di's car was zooming at more than 100 miles per hour, which the Mercedes flew out of control and smashed into Paris tunnel pillar. I'm going to move past because we know, just a second. Okay, I'm going to skip around here. I'm going to get down to it. So they're talking about how the New York mayor came out and debunked it. Remember, he said he doubted very seriously that that could happen. The cops that were around and the pedestrians, it says, although Harry and Meghan claimed multiple near collisions involving car, pedestrians, police, the incident was never as dangerous as they allege, says police officers. The biggest danger was photographers running into pedestrians. The Sussex needed headlines and drama to boost their brand, dishes the Palace Insider. But it's backfired big time. Their public laughing stocks mocked by A-listers, their own friends, by their own friends, their A-listers, the ones that she invited to the wedding, they're laughing at her. And ignored by the royals. They can't go to the thing. They're not invited to any more events. They're an embarrassment. They're an embarrassment to themselves, to America, to the UK, to themselves, to their friends, to everything. Whatever she comes out with will not be suffice because she took it too far. And one reason people don't like the fact that she's using Diana's death to recreate something that was tragic. It says Harry's trying to make it seem he and Meghan were endlessly pursued wherever they go to bolster his lawsuit against British government, seeking more security when he visits. He just lost in court again. For fame-obsessed Meghan, the humiliation must be horrifying. She's obsessed with fame. She's horrified. The former 41-year-old Suits actress was ready for her close-up when she and Harry, 38, flew in from their $15 million Montecito, California for her award moment. It says she was receiving a Woman of Vision Award, her own crowning glory, says the palace source. She made her grand entrance by a back door in the Ziegfeld ballroom like some A-lister do. Dressed in a gold like an Oscar silhouette and clutching hand whatever bag. Husband by the hand as usual, clutching her accessory. This was to be her starring role. This was supposed to be Meghan's big night. This was supposed to be her comeback. But all of a sudden, something went wrong. And it's interesting how the papers are trying to make it seem like it's all Harry's doing. Because when you put out a statement, you put it out together. And I believe that Meghan controls everything that happens in that house. So I believe that she keeps putting her and her husband in situations that they don't need to be in. But she keeps allowing him to be pushing him under the bus and taking the blame for the things that's happened. Why is it all Harry's fault? All three of them was in the car looking stupid. Meghan's mother, the security guard, Harry, and her. We're all guilty. We're all in here together. We all saw the same thing. I would have said, if it was me and Dory, I would have said, listen, don't put that statement out on my behalf because I wasn't chased. No one said that. Even the security guard. Maybe he wasn't known. Maybe he wasn't privileged to their statement before they put it out there. Moving on. Says Meghan has to be in the spotlight, and this debacle was absolutely mortifying. Dishes the courtier. They know her better than she knows herself. Speak it, courtiers. The PR disaster is the latest pressure facing the Sussex 5-year marriage, already battered by the fallout from Harry's memoir. Why? Once again, I don't understand why the memoir is his fault spared in their Netflix. Here we go. In their Netflix docuseries, which leveled shocking attacks on the royal family. Now is a pathetic running joke, accused of exaggerating at best, lying at worst. She is considered a liar. They're liars. I'm waiting for WME to cut him. Here's what's going to happen. She's going to come out with this grand new plan in hopes that her popularity, her brand is going to switch. It's not. This is not going to get the switch. It's at the front, and it's telling us who she is. And you can believe it or not. But it sounds all so true to me because that's exactly what happened. That's how they're explaining it. And so it's going to be interesting to see her come out and do. I've been talking about this brand thing for a long time because that's what she's about. It says William is furious because once again he uses his mother's death in his never-ending quest for sympathy and publicity. They also thought it was interesting and funny that they got denied the discount at the Clarion. I believe I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but that $8,000 a night room where Diana used to stay when she visited New York City, they wanted a discount, but they were denied. How embarrassing. And then decided to bunk with a friend. This is what I found interesting, is that you had Harry, you had, what did the security guard stay in the car? You had Harry, you had Meghan, and you had Doria. And you had a security guard. Let's add him. Because I would have been trying to figure out where he was going to stay. Instead of getting a place to stay, they were either too cheap to get a hotel room and decided to stay with a friend. That's a lot of people that staying with a friend. It's just weird that it's just weird that royalty, as such as themselves, would be staying with a friend. Anyway, unless Meghan wanted us to know really who the friend is, eventually we will find out. Was it Gail? Okay, and then it just goes on and talks about the whole night, how they demanded the photos from the paparazzi, how they blame the paparazzi for almost killing them, how it's interesting. I talked about this early on my video, how she uses the paparazzi when she gets ready to. It's disgusting. The PR disaster is the latest pressure facing the Sussex. Okay, I read that already. Let me see if there's anything else on the other page. So lately, of course, they've been talking about Andrew not wanting to leave his home. Again, a whole nother magazine talking about facts or fiction, talking about the New York City car chase. This is what happened when they lied and started lying and thinking that they were going to be able to say what they want to say, and then everybody was just going to be okay with what the statement that they made, New York City car chase. No, it's being debunked everywhere. Page 6, TMZ, these magazines, it's everywhere. It's coming out, and it's unfortunate. What it is, whatever they're doing, whatever they've done recently, their reputation is being challenged even more because of the car chase, because now people think that they are big liars. This is what it said. Okay, I'm with this. They talk about, they says, a source, York Post quoted source who blasted the parents of Archie 4 and Lilibet 2 for opting to stay with a friend rather than at a hotel with high-level security. When the couple demanded a photo agency. Okay, so here's the deal. You are, if you're this big high-profile couple and you need all this security, why would you bring attention to the people that you were staying with? If you know that you guys have issues and problems, then why didn't you set up a place at a hotel so that you wouldn't bring this type of drama to the people that you were staying with? And then why not just say, you know what? Let me just get some sleep. I'm tired of trying to ride around with these paparazzis. Harry, I'm ready to go to bed. Can we just stay at a hotel and just go from there in the morning and then go and get our stuff and head home? No. They made a spectacle. They wanted us to believe, and here's the kicker about these same stories. They're talking about how she, and Harry keeps talking about Diana's death. And almost in an eerie way reenacting it. Beyond being chased by paparazzi, Meghan's deeply relates to Princess Diana, some say to the point of obsession. It may sound harsh to accuse Meghan of having a Diana complex, but that's what a lot of people think, says the source. It's because of how she feels they both were mistreated and signaled out as a bad seed, unworthy of her place in the royal picking order. Like Diana. That's it. Meghan's trying to say, see, they mistreated Diana and so they mistreated me too. But that's not what we see. That's not what they did. They took care of her. They cultivated her. They invited her in. They allowed her to be a part of their family in spite of it all. They even tried after her shenanigans. Even when they came up with that 5 plan, they were still trying to figure out a way how these two could still be, considered family members and trying to not create chaos everywhere they go. But Meghan was never going to play fair. Phony friends. They talk about Cameron Diaz, Gwyneth, Amal, which is George Clooney's wife, the one that said that he didn't know who Meghan was and got invited. Her. Let me see what I gather about that. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex had high hopes in being instantly welcomed into the A-listers circle in California. Of course she did. That's why she invited everyone, so that they could be friends with her when she comes over to live in their neighborhood. But an insider says that the pair have yet to make any genuine connections despite occasionally get-togethers. Ellen DeGeneres wife Portia vow renewal. They were spotted at the sushi bar Montecito with Gwyneth Paltrow and Cameron Diaz. So in other words, these people are there, and then she tries to strike up a connection with them, but they can't connect with her. No, they can't connect with you because these women are about family. Cameron Diaz quit her job to raise her family, and Gwyneth is all about hers. So no one wants to hang out with someone that's a homewrecker, that's a fake person, and pretends to be someone's friend because they need to be. They know that you don't want to be their friend. You will just want to be their friend because of who they are, because of their status, because it'll make you look good. You need those friends. But they're like, no, we don't want to be your friend, unfortunately. You're fake. You're not genuine. You're not trying to be our friend because you want to be our friend. You're doing it because you need to be, because now you're desperate. Because the royal family has cut you off. You're not invited to anything else. That's a done. We're not going through any more circuses. We're not talking about, did they RSVP yet? Did they RSVP yet? Is she going to be on the balcony or not? Is the kids going? Is Charles going to see the grandkids? What's going to happen? Nothing. Because they're not invited anymore. Sorry. No. You can't go. And people don't want to be around them. Let me read this, guys. And then I'm done reading. Yet, it's no secret Meghan's been struggling to find her footing since leaving her acting career behind in Mary and Harry. Insecurities has dogged her for years. On How Now Defect blog, The Tig, she recalls always having issues fitting in. Being biracial, I feel somewhere in between. She wrote about feeling like an outcast in high school. She ate lunch alone in the bathroom. She also called her 20s brutal, writing that she yearned to be as cool, as hip, as smart as others. Despite her podcast and their foundations, the Duke and Duchess have yet to have much of an impact stateside. So she whines and cries about how she grew up and didn't have any friends. She was an outcast and all of that other stuff. But if you're anything like your adultness, I see why that you were an outcast and no one liked you and wanted to be with you. But now you had that opportunity to instantly be loved and liked by millions. And you were. And you honestly trashed it. You honestly broke it. These articles about how her brand won't ever lift up off the ground, good luck on what's next for you. Because what has happened is you have proven to, like they said, in the last 5 years, what have we seen? Tell the truth, Star. Trashing of the families, trashing everything that has made her who she has become now. She's had the opportunity to become this global icon and, like someone said, be an ambassador and make a difference and be loved. And that she had that opportunity and she squandered it. That's her fault. And like what I read earlier, she's not liked here or there. And they're talking about it. Despite her podcast and their foundation, the Duke and Duchess have yet to have much of an impact statewide. Okay. No impact. Nothing that's like, oh my God, here comes Meghan. She's this awesome, wonderful person. She's got this going on and that going on. Oh my God, she's got this line of children's books that she's come out with, and they're great. There's teaching this and that and da 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 da. It's a page toner. Also, too, she's doing this. She's got her podcast. She's interviewing all these people. She's got millions and millions of people that want to know. Spotify has added her contract and now paying her extra money. Harry's doing really good. He's out there speaking, doing speaking engagements, making his money on the side too, and they're building their brand together. No, you can't, because you call the royal family racist. And not just that, all the rest. But it started with that, and it's going to end with that. And you can't make people be your friend if you're not a friendly person. You can't, just like she invited all those A-listers that she didn't know. So you didn't care if you knew. What if one of them didn't like you, didn't care for you, and said, oh, this is stupid. I can't believe that she invited me. What if one of them A-listers just treated her really bad? She didn't know any of them. She doesn't know any of their personality. How can you mingle with people that you don't even know? Like, what are we going to talk about? Your last movie? Or, your kids or something? I can't relate to you because I don't know you. She invited everyone that she didn't know, and then thought that she was going to continue to be friends with them when she flew back, when she flew to California. And now no one wants anything to do with her. And now she can't even get her brand off the ground. And even when she did the award show, that didn't do it because no one was watching it. But now that they're talking about it and letting us know that she had an award moment, that even though she was trying to get herself back together, it crumbled. And it wasn't Harry's fault that it happened. No, it's two. It takes two people to have a baby. It takes two of us to do things. It takes two. Me and my husband is one. There's not a split section. And so when they're talking about how Harry's destroying things and he's an embarrassment, no, because Harry will bounce back because he's the prince, and people are prone to forgive the prince more than they are the princess, especially when they see that the princess has gotten him into all this trouble because she moved him from his battleground. I'm out of here, guys. Kisses.